A pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and the world at large. Friends all. Before I start my commentary towards what's happening in Georgetown, Guyana, I want to ask every citizen around the world that we must force our politicians or preachers for a day of fasting and prayer. The world seems like it is on the edge of a needle, ready to capsize at any present moment, thanks to corrupt politicians around the world. So before I think, let me say my condolence to all the nations around the world who have lost their loved ones in political upheaval during the past weeks, demonstrating for freedom and was gunned down by the police or the military for their own human basic rights around the world. I'm not going to name country. And for the people in Palestine, my condolence goes out to them, and for the decent and honorable Jewish people around the world. Also, my condolence goes out to all of you, because this is not Judaism. But at the same time, God is the final decision maker and the judge. Now let me sweep into Georgetown, Guyana. I want to congratulate Mr. Glenlaw. For the past weeks, he's exposing and putting out a lot of things. And just because of the two major races, the past have a lot to do with it. They are not listening. He's dropping on deaf ears. The only thing that I can advise and I can say, I don't blame the buyer. If a person wants to sell away their property, their gold and their diamond for $1, and the buyer will buy it, that's not the buyer's fault. It's the seller's. Which brings me back into Georgetown, Guyana, to clarify what Mr. Glenlaw is saying and let it be known to both major races. If y'all don't wake up now and unite, 65 members of parliament, present or past, have robbed you your future. I cannot understand, in a country like Guyana, where the descendants of Africans and Indians who still holding on to emancipation and day of arrival, and claiming country that don't belong to you when you are doing this thing to yourself. Because if you emancipated, you're free to go back to Africa. And if you arrive, your visa run out. You either renew it or you have to leave. But it's an Amerindian country. Friends, for all those who pick up the Holy Quran, the Bible, and spoke about God and injustice, such as our president in Guyana and elsewhere around the world, and living in country belonging to another native, born and grow there. Even though you're born and grow there, you're still claiming day of arrival as an Indian, but you're not going back to Mother India. And you, the black race, ruled Guyana for many of years also, exploited it, create racial tension that today you cannot be trusted by the other 5 races. But then the decent, honorable black people stand in the corner watching on. Now, in every race and in every family, there is corrupt people, decent ones, honorable, and they are troublemakers. But when we talk in general, it sounds like George Correa is a racist. Well, I want to throw the ball into my African descendant brother's hand. If you've been attacked, let us assume Buxton, Plaisance, Agricola, attacked by Chinese, I won't say Indian, Chinese or white people, beating, robbing, killing, who will you say do it? White people? Indian people? Amerindian? Mixed race? No, you will say Chinese, because what you see is what you speak about. So don't blame the Indian to react and the way they are reacting because they don't trust you for what happened in the 60s and what happened in every election time. Even the Speaker of the House in 92, what happened to him by the Botanic Garden when they take away his marriage ring. Now, if you want to get on like cannibals and hooligans, You think people will trust you? Come on. And worst of all, you happen to be of the African descendant claiming emancipation. That is foreigners invading people's rights. But you could only do it to the East Indian because they are claiming they have a rival like you. Two foreigners are fighting for what don't belong to them. What happened to the Chinese? What happened to the Portuguese? They don't fight. My message here today, the young generation, if you do not listen to Glenn Lau, and you do not listen to people like George Correa and others to unite, 65 members of parliament, black and Indian, are robbing you the future which belongs to you. Every citizen in that country supposed to have a check like Colonel Gaddafi have done in Libya. And every citizen in that country, family, man and woman, supposed to have a piece of land, money to build your house. Gaddafi made a pledge. His own mother will never get a house until every Libyan get one. And he fulfilled it before they murder him. Yes, they murder him. Friends, we see Hugo Chavez of Venezuela. He give Guyanese land to build house. He give them light and water free. Whereas in Guyana, we are bulldozing people's house and calling them squatters. And who doing it? Indian and black. And you're doing it to yourself. And you're also doing it to Amerindian. And you are calling on Allah Ali? Or the rest are calling on Jesus? Hypocrites, man. But you might believe that you have the power and ability because they call you president, prime minister, mayor, and you're taking advantage, but plenty of you will run mad before you die. Or you might see your children die before you. God don't like ugly Ali. Well, as for Bharat, I won't say much because Hindu people have a religion and they got too many gods and we know which is the right one. But nevertheless, you have good and bad amongst them also. Friends, God is invisible. Nobody sees him. They don't know how he looks. They don't know if he's a Chinaman, a European, an African, or an Indian, or he's a native, which we call Amerindian, or indigenous. Nobody knows. But I could tell you he's not an indigenous because they are not covetous. Only you, the Indian and the black, in Guyana, are covetous and very vindictive, spiteful, and what you are doing is not right. Let me say one thing here today. Today I get a great news from the cameraman stated President of America Joe Biden enter his resignation for the presidency because he cannot run no more due to illness or whatever they want to call it. You know, age is a wonderful thing. Too many mistakes on the campaign. And I have to congratulate the man for accepting it, whether by pressure or not. But I think anyhow it is too late. We also have to say praise be to God that his rival Donald Trump was not killed the Saturday when the assassin tried to take the man's life. You see, man can make all kinds of decisions, but God make partition. Ladies and gentlemen, Guyanese, I want to ask you all a question. Is the PNC God or are they the devil? Is the PPP God or are they the devil? Why only two political parties in Guyana must rule the nation when both are making mistakes and both have their hands in the cookie jar? All right? Now they could say Korea for cybercrime. Do they know what is cybercrime? That's why I said the cookie jar. Okay? Sometime or the other. And too many curry favor. There is something I would like to speak to in the week. I'm waiting to see what Mr. Ali and Barjak they're going to do with a certain case. Because I want you all to know, Portuguese and Chinese was in Guyana, like the African and the Indian. And if foreigners from America and elsewhere are allowed to come to do business in Guyana, And it's alleged a lot of Indians coming from Bangladesh or India into Guyana. Why other nations cannot come? It's alleged. I want to know. And I will deal with it on the international level with Al Jazeera, BBC, CNN. I'm just waiting to hear what happened. But I call on the U.S. government to stand up for democracy and human rights in Guyana, because y'all are the one who create the problem from the beginning in the 60s. I am not here to talk about Exxon and the oil and the price. Those 65 ministers in parliament, in the right government, will answer who make the deal. I cannot blame Exxon neither. But I could warn our parliamentarians when they go abroad to speak on behalf of Guyanese, be diplomatic. Don't be arrogant. Be diplomatic. Diplomacy can conquer the world. Arrogantness could cause you to lose your nation. In a time when our neighboring countries claiming 60%, our president was on England, all in the UN, but in England, want to tell the European who's interviewing him, let me tell you, that was wrong, man. That was wrong. Burnham may have his way, but he was a very good diplomat and a very good spokesman. Give the man the credit for what belonged to him. And Burnham was a very good man, but was misled by Judas Iscariot, Chedi Jagan in reincarnation. Friends, today in Guyana, your parliamentarian got millions of dollars hidden. Plenty of them. Plenty deal. Where is Robert Corbyn? Where is Herman? I'm asking question here, but there is a God. You don't take these things with you into your grave. You don't. When you're dead, you're just gone. Skeleton will remain if they find it. Friends, I read in some of my video, some of the person who view my video, and these are some of it, uncle, auntie, man or woman, whoever you might be. I have to thank you for reading it, and I must thank you also for the way you think. I can't blame you. You either believe in peace, or maybe a Christian, or a true Muslim. Because after reading what you said, you follow me all through, but one thing you do not accept, why the innocent must pay for the guilty. Friends, I think you got it wrong. Since you said that, did not Jesus says, do unto others as you would like them do unto you? Did not Moses drown the Pharaoh, and after crossing to the mainland and go to get the revelation of the Quran or the commandment for the people, he crossed over the river or the ocean, was living recklessly, and he come and he throw the commandment into their face. He said, if you cannot live by the law, you must die by the law. Now, Moses see God on a burning bush, a fire. He heard the angel speak to him. And according to the Holy Quran, Angel Gabriel turned and told Muhammad, peace be unto him, write, Muhammad. He said, I cannot write. And Angel Gabriel, according to the Holy Quran, said, write, Muhammad. He started to write. He wrote a magnificent book called the Holy Quran. An uneducated man, but God can do wonders and miracles. Friends, I and you, like many more, are only temporary in this world. This world been existing for millions of years. And we pass through thousands of generations. And none of them have seen the Almighty God. None of them have seen Satan the devil. But we were told about them. And we believe because we know this world couldn't appear by itself. So for you, my brothers, my question to you, and I accept what you say, thank you. But my question to you, Noah, the man in the hut or whatever they call it, when the Lord tell him to build it and tell him to go out and preach and talk to the people, and they insult him and do him all kind of things, then the Lord told him to go into it with his family and only save him and his family according to the Quran and the Bible 8. Plus a pair of every living things, from animal to insects, from fishes to shrimp, from shrimp to worms, from worms to snakes, from snake to birds to eagle, from lions to elephant. A pair. My friend, I wonder, God make the world, but he drowned every other things. What didn't do him? Nothing. But he replenished it. So God is forever and he could do that. I am temporary. You lock up my child, beat him, frame charge him. You rape my wife or my daughter. You kill my father. And when my turn come, I must leave yours? Something not right here. Something is not right here. If a man pick up a gun on you, and you have nothing, he will slaughter you. But if he pick up one and you pick up one, there will be a thin line along the decision making. Because he know you go to kill, because you know he come to kill. Now, I am not a fool. I mean, if you lock up my child wrongfully or my father, rape my wife, my sister, my daughter, kill them, I'm coming to your house. Once I get to know, I slaughter everything. Am I wrong? So God is right, but I am wrong. And none of you could rape him, rob him. None of you could beat him or kill him. And he's forever and ever. I'm only temporary, man. I must not do it to you. You mustn't do it to me. I mustn't thief from you. You don't thief from me. I didn't lie on you. You don't lie on me. Then if so be the case, close down all courthouse because the judges are not God to give decision. Do you know how many innocent people get jailed in Guyana? Do you know how many judges and magistrates take bribe? Do you know that? How many police take bribe? How much of them ain't getting caught? I was made to understand it's alleged. Police vehicle and army vehicle transporting drugs. Some with whiskey and wine in the past, it's alleged. So how can we even trust the police and the army? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking question here. So for you, the young generation, Indian and black, pay close attention to Mr. Glenn Lal. I know there's good black people, there are good Indian people in the two major races. And who fight them, kill them, and try to destroy them. Think of it. Glenn Lal, Kaicho News, a whole set of killing a while ago. Maybe because he exposed certain things. He got to be careful with his life now too. He exposing bigger things. And he's right. But the only point is, you don't blame the buyer, you blame the seller. And the 65 members in parliament are only lying to y'all. Y'all are not seeing. God is showing it to you that they're so corrupt, they're fighting one another. But y'all close your eyes and deaf your ears. Well, I will tell you here today, when good turn bad, the devil's scared of it. But Jesus says, do unto others as you like them do unto you. And for my brothers and sisters, who wrote you following me, but you couldn't accept killing the innocent. Whenever you meet Prophet Muhammad, ask him, when he went to war, how much innocent people he killed. Ask him, or they would have killed him. And when you meet Joshua, the man that went with Moses, and Moses gave him the rod and said, Joshua, lead the people to Canaan. He slaughtered babies, ladies. They didn't do him anything. In the land of Canaan, in search of the promised land. So, my motto is, I don't do you nothing, don't do me nothing. If I lie on you, kill me and take what I got. But if you lie on me, must I leave you? It's a two-way street, man. So come up with this. Many of you said, vengeance is the Lord, said the Lord, leave it to him. But ask him why he threw Lucifer out of heaven with the fallen angel. And we must leave you to him if you hurt us. So you keep on hurting us and other people. No, man. You're teaching in right. Somebody changed that rule because they were benefiting from it. My God is a warrior, man. Even the Bible and the Quran saying the coming of Christ, he coming with a troop of military. I don't think the Pentagon and Russia and England and nobody got more, or China or India, got better soldiers than we can be coming with. What is he coming for? Peace? Coming for war, friend. So let's be honest. Let's respect one another. Let's unite and enjoy this world that we are in shortly, so our generation could continue the legacy and live together in love, peace, and unity. This world is not about white and black. I've been around the world, I ain't see a black man, I ain't see a white man. And if so be the case that you have the two, you must got a red man, a green man, a blue man, a purple man, and an orange man. It can be or just two colors. And this thing about slavery. Well, my black brothers and sisters, they learn a few out of Mother Africa. Every time you talk, like Brother Farrakhan and all the rest of them talk about slavery, and I look at the interview, Brother Farrakhan said to the guy who was interviewing, you are not in a position to interview me or tell me nothing about black people. If I got it right, it's alleged, because sometimes I forgot like Biden. So it's alleged. If I say anything wrong, I apologize, but I stand to be correct. Why I cannot tell you nothing but another color, or Africans, or Chinese, or Indian, according to what I read, or what I heard. But here these hypocrites are talking about the slave trade, but they are benefiting from it. Do like the Hindus, they don't eat beef, so they don't want to be associated with it. But they're such a hypocrite, they mind the cow. The whole cow they mind, but they can't eat a piece of beef. Look at the Muslim. They don't eat pork. Well, I can't say they mind pigs, because I don't know in Muslim mind pigs. I go in a restaurant that cooking pork, as I can recall. But then what's a Muslim? A believer. Not one who just use a religion to get by. God don't take bribe. My friends, I urge you in the name of God, Allah, Bhagwan, and God, let's unite for a better Guyana. You, the young generation, let's unite for a national front government where we want to put the Amerindian to be the leader of their country. The reason for that, there's the only one could negotiate the land problem between Venezuela, Brazil, Suriname, French Guyana, if so be it, because they are the first people on the land. They was not emancipated, but maybe emancipated, and they are not hated. But the Chinese don't talk about slavery. They were slaves too. The Portuguese too. But everywhere out of Africa where there's a black woman or man who's educated, the white man slave us. Friends, read your history book. Y'all was the first slave owner with the Arabs. The European only entered the shore of the country called Africa because that was not the name, the continent, they changed it. Check Google, you will get it. So, where are you going with this? Every nation was a slave sometime or the other. Today, you're economical slaves. Today, you speak the language. You go out to Europe, you fly in plane, you're a pilot, I'm going to repeat, pilot, scientists, doctors, great musicians, soccer players, saxophone player, you're making millions and billions. Did any one of you, to the exceptions of Oprah Humphrey, who went to Africa and helping the school and other things? Any one of you do that in Ghana? Nigeria? Come on, my friends. It is not where your ancestor came from. It is where you were born. And let's work together for humanity. Open the door of Guyana to where Guyana population begin. Ghana, India, but we have to make laws. No tribal affair. And many other things that I will not reveal here. But I want every Guyanese family to have their house, money to build their house, land, and I want the law and the constitution to change. Because Guyana have an institution. In the paragraph, nobody with foreign citizen should sit in the office. If I remember right, it's alleged. But there are people from Canada, Canadians, and Americans, it's alleged, is in parliament. According to information, it's alleged. Now, to make it easy, some people say, Karaya, why you want an Amerindian leader? We tried the blacks, was racism, and a lot of problem. 90-something% of the civil servant was blacks. I know they speak better English than the Indian, but that did not give them the incentive that was to do that. And yes, they take advantage on other race. Even when David Granger was president, by border market, a Chinese woman who got a restaurant pulling with a minibus, cars and buses parked right there. She find a loophole and she parked. The police walk up to her and talk. The black citizen didn't wait for the police to intervene enough. They take over. And the word they told that Chinese woman, it was on Facebook. The F, the S, and what they won't do with her, and this is not China. If I was David Granger, I would have ordered the arrest of all of them and put them back with their family on a plane to Africa, free of charge. Trust me, like the Indian guy in Peter's Hall, a little while ago, a couple of months ago, stripped a Spanish young man and his wife naked and make them walk through the park. I would have taken him, his mother, his daughter, and his sister, if he got any, and fly them into Caracas and shake Maduro hand, drinking champagne while they got them walking naked. Do for do is not obia. Jesus said it, you know. Do unto others you like them do unto you. It is time for every Guyanese to speak with one voice. We know what the black man have done. David Granger pardoned a lot of people. I wonder if he pardoned Indians or Amerindians and mixed race, or just one race. If anybody know it, please let me know. It's alleged he pardoned a lot. And now Mr. Ali, talking about pardon, I think you should do likewise. A woman was charged for murdering her daughter, put her in a suitcase, it's alleged, and serving her time in prison. She was released from prison. Whether it was a mistake or not, she was released. She didn't break the jail. She should have stayed out. Can you take the child that your wife gave birth to and push it back into your womb, Mr. Ali? You will murder the woman. But you are the president. But you find it unnecessary to pardon the woman and she didn't commit a crime. That is to tell you the country have no laws, a lawless country. But every crime you all commit against innocent people, present and past, from Burnham time, all shall be resurfaced. and you all could run to Dubai, Saudi Arabia, or wherever, you shall and will return for your trial. I'm telling you, I promise you that. But we do not want power. We were born in Guyana. We accept this an Amerindian country, and we do believe they must have the rights to leadership administered by the other 5 races. Okay? And the Constitution must change. No ministers is above the law. Teachers, police, army, and all civil servants must be paid a top salary and duty-free concession. Not only the president and prime minister them and minister getting duty-free concession, according to information it's alleged. A teacher should be one of the highest paid, followed by the army and the police force, the customs, the immigration, especially the military, the police, and other government officials that deal with the country rights. Because while you are asleep, the police keeping the peace. And if there is an invasion, it's the military to the border. And if you're looking for scholars, the teachers for the next generation of leaders. But instead of that, David Granger raised the pay of all parliamentarians, and teachers went on strike. I don't know if he gave them anything, and they're still striking, and now they can't get nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, all judges and magistrates must have a lie detector test. And anybody who fighting people for land, I don't care if it's your own family, you will get it. You will regret the day you ask for it. So you better be right. Surveyor making mistakes. Man paying surveyor for give a raw measurement. Y'all don't know what y'all are playing with. One block the road in Canaan. Elliot la 3 bag of stone put a wall in our land. We can then leave it, but 2 things you must remember. Principle. You do not take that from a person. Okay? Especially when you use the law to justify your crime, when you know you're a crime maker. So Guyana don't have justice. I call upon the international community to step in. And if so be the case, I will call upon the next president of America for sanction against Guyana for human rights violation. And for those police who like to beat and shoot, your days are coming, you're going to answer. I was made to understand a policeman was walking by the market or saw me a while ago with his wife, it's alleged, and some young boy snatched a gold chain and he shoot her down. That was not the thing to do, to shoot for a gold chain, man. He could have shoot up in the air. I hit Django, Eddie Murphy, Clint Eastwood. Then on the executable during the time of the virus, one shot a buck. An Amerindian guy was riding a bicycle. He didn't have on a mask. It's alleged. Now, these crimes have to be resurfaced. Every man wants justice. That's why I believe the American Indian told the European when they had an agreement over killing. The white man said, as I'm going to use white because you all say it, we believe in an eye for an eye. I think it was Sitting Bull. He said, we believe 40 for 1. Think of it. Think of it. Now, I'm a thief. My wife knows I ain't working, but I bring home money, jewel. My children all know the same thing. They must hear. They have a right to hand me over. But they have to hide it and to enjoy it. So the person who loses it, even get murdered, must they forgive my family and me? Come on now. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to be leader, nor my family want to be leader in Guyana. We were the first president in Guyana, Arthur Chung, relative. So get that clear. Arthur Chung. And China give them a lot of money. I don't think you pay back until now. And the Tata bus, India write off the debt because of Teddy Jagan. Panday of Trinidad write off the debt of 800 or something $1 million, it's alleged, for oil that Burma take and never pay. Think. But we was giving to ANC money for the freedom of Mandela and to help, which is a humanitarian things, by the way. So ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things and questions to be asked and there's no answer. So we don't need black people to rule Guyana because Indian people will talk is the black leader. And we don't need the Indian to rule because the black people will say, is a coolie, is coolie corruption. Both sides have corruption, but I can assure you, coolie people are not racial. They are spiteful, revengeful, corrupt, covetous, vindictive, very ungrateful. Ask Mansour. Ask Vishnu Bandhu. I walked with Mansour, campaigned with him. I was the man he called, Bristol deceased now, and says, Dr. Jagan, he will join with him with the couple seat. What to do? I said, go forward. He joined with the 3 or 4 seat. Did George Correa get a position? No, I didn't want. But look what happened now. Valerie Lowe, I heard, I made to understand it's alleged, was running to become the UF leader. And I heard there was some problem between the leader of the UF at the time and her, I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, no crime shall be swept in the corner too long. Think of it. So I'm calling on you, President Ali. Use diplomacy when you speak internationally because you're representing our nation. Guyana is not India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka, or India. It is Guyana, with 5 other nations, not only India. Okay? With this, I want you all to understand clearly, I'm not your enemy, but we are watching. And I don't contact Al Jazeera, BBC, and many other news internationally and some Caribbean newspaper very soon to address the situation in Guyana over visa. I'm just giving a hint. We can save the future by using diplomacy and doing what is right instead of using the world and call for people not to come to Guyana. Because how Indian can get visa for America and Canada and you can book your ticket free to England thanks to George Correa when he speaks of these things. But only certain nations can get visa to come to Guyana and some got to pay $300, $400, $500 for a visa US when it's not that amount and was denied. What's the reason? In a country that's looking for developments, I do hope you get a hint, Mr. President and Vice President and Home Affairs Minister. And nothing lasts forever. And he who killed can be killed. You cannot run away too long anymore. Who killed the Shah? They say he died with cancer. What a nice way politically to kill them when you don't use them. Who killed Hugo Chavez? He died with cancer. Who killed Saddam Hussein? They hang him high. Think of it. I was the man who launched a protest at 72 or 74th Street many years ago for Kuwait. Think of it. I was the man who went to the South African embassy with Max Mohammed. Find out. But we don't ask for power. But again, they are decent black people, honorable, decent Indian people too. But the uneducated, the ignorers and stupid one, you're quick to get into trouble. And let it be known, everybody will die. And if you kill somebody, somebody know who do it. Money talks, bullshit walk, they can break the whisper. Look at Breakdown Police Station. A young man went in there with his girlfriend to make a report, and they sprayed them with pepper spray or some spray. And when they talk, they're trying to accuse the man and his wife or his girlfriend that they do it. Is this black people way of leading? And y'all are talking about racism? When all of you in the court at the police station at the time were black. But when we talk, we bad, right? But you all make decent black people look bad too. And I'm warning y'all, stop this white man slave black people. Slavery was every nation. And y'all was the first slave owner with the Arabs. 700 years the Moors ruled Spain. And over 80-something% of the military were black people in the Romans' day. Go and do your history. Go to Egypt. Statues are there. To give it if those are white people and I be your slave. Friends, in Guyana, let's unite. You were born in Guyana as a Guyanese. People who do good for you, they open up the doors and welcome them and hand them the gratitude back. Because good things only come once in a lifetime. So I urge you in the name of God, I'm not your enemy. Think, you don't hurt me, I won't hurt you. Don't lie on me, I will lie on you. But you lie on me, you lock me up, you beat me, didn't give me medical, and I must leave you? You light the jail of fire to kill me, and I get off by God. I must leave you? No. Muhammad is the last messenger he went to war. Moses threw the commandment in the face of the people cross over the sea. And he drowned the Pharaoh. And they put him in a jail. They give him time to leave, he'll go in the desert. And you do that to other people, you one day leave yours? No man, you go back and sleep. Whatever you do will come back to you when you least expect it. But we can live in peace, or we all can go out in pieces. I do not support terrorism. When I see young men and women put bombs and blow themselves up with people, I say they're mad, but I realize what they are doing. If I cannot live in peace and my enemies invading me steady, it is better to die in pieces with them. Take it how you all like it. But it is not right to create a problem for other people. Do unto others as you would like them do unto you. Remember that teaching. And what goes up must comes down. And what goes around have to come around. Nothing lasts forever. The world right now is on a needle point, hanging over. The world is in chaos. Politicians, thieves, liars, hypocrites are creating mass problems. Like some country, also religion. Friends, let's unite and accept God's word, share the love and affection, and put Guyana forward for national front government. If Ali is doing good, it's our duty to support him. But if he's wrong, we must come out peacefully and demonstrate. And I urge you, the young people, let's work for national front government and Guyanese can live good. Thanks for listening. If I offend you, I apologize. Think of it. We all make mistakes, but we don't want to be leaders. Thank you. Have a good day, and may God be with all of you.